Okay, hi you guys. I'm just now getting up, but since we're still are in Wednesday, November 13th, I have felt inspired to still pull from the energy. I had an intriguing emotion of an expression this morning. Well, see, I'm already thinking it's in the morning, which it has to be in this. It has to be a significant energy just because I keep thinking it's the morning time and it's dark. We are in a time zone change where it does get dark faster now, like at 6 o'clock, and that does impact me a lot. Honestly, it impacts a lot of people, but for me, it's really impactful for me when that aspect happens. But it's literally nighttime of the same day, and I did go to sleep early around 6 o'clock, which it was dark, which felt like it probably was around the time that I actually got up, which was around nine, nine something, about to be 10 o'clock. But when I woke up, because my phone kept going off, I got the blinds like partially open but closed, like it's like up where I can still see outside. I'm like, it's dark out, but when I grabbed my phone, it said it was 9 o'clock, and it's like my brain, it didn't click as into it was PM. I was thinking like, geez, it's still dark out though, because sometimes it really do still be dark, but on a different time zone aspect. And I was like, intriguing, it's still dark. It's intriguing how you could be having a panic expression, but you be so calm at the same time. Like, why is the sun not out then? But I wanted to land back down, put my phone back down. Then I thought, like, oh my God, it's still the same day. But something within that energy kept making me think about something that I heard about from the Holy Book. I don't know if I actually found what I was feeling, but I found some expressions of it. But it's pretty much saying people was gonna be in the dark, which makes a lot of sense for my life purpose, honestly. Even how I said it impacts me a lot. It's getting dark early. I do light in the dark naturally. It's dark situations. And even myself, a person who does that type of work, I also live this out. That's why I share majority of my journey with you guys, even my birth chart as into is reflective in some form of a way. We all go through the same experiences for the most part. It's just at the end of the day, we all do have our own blueprint. But when I say that, we all have individual numbers for a reason. They're not the same, but there has been so much mixing going on in part of a lesson of learning. We do mirror each other in experiences because we all go through the same lessons. We just, how do we handle it? How do we grow up? And things like that. There's different things to learn from each other, even though it comes off in different perspectives. But I wound up looking up something 3 days in the dark because I honestly don't remember how many days it was, but it was something that's significant about that energy of it being dark. Like the sun didn't rise, it just stayed dark. That's an important energy, and that's how I really felt, which made me like, I need to look this up, but that's intriguing, honestly. I felt crazy and a little silly within a moment, like, it's still the same day. Why you think it's the next day and it's still dark? I don't know. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And even the way I expressed it, I'm still saying it's morning time. It's still dark and it's still the same next day. It's just, that's an important energy. But what I found when I looked it up, one was saying something about prophet, prophecy. Oh, Jesus, say the word right, honey. Say the word right. You got part of me. Still ain't gone. I'm dealing with a little cold, and I just woke up literally. But as I said, I got inspired, which I'm explaining it. It's just prophets, pretty much speaking things that they said they were guided to speak, which I believe that's everybody. That's the part that really inspired me because I do feel like at the moment there's a lot of things that's scrambled and people want to do test the energy just to see, do you give out false information? And for me, I'm just like, I believe everybody is guided by the spirit, whether they're aware of it or not. So even if you're attempting to do trickery, it still will play out in a beneficial way because spirit did it. That's the intriguing part. And that the beautiful part is staying true, you will naturally see it. That's the intriguing part for me that inspired me to be like, oh, alrighty, this is what I do. No worries. That's what I do know, words. But when it comes to false prophets, I believe it won't never fall through. It won't never fall freaking through. That's the intriguing part, though. Think about it, explain that, because I don't even want using the prophet form of a way. Even though I said spirit naturally guides you, but it teaches you your discernment. To me, if you didn't have no discernment to recognize antennas, that this ain't on the right frequency. Something it ain't making sense. It ain't adding up, But some people they just believe anything, you know. Then they get upset for they believed it. You didn't have no discernment. Life lesson right there. And even sharing that you might have stumbled into what you thought was a false prophet, let you know you just had bad discernment. You didn't trust your own guidance. You were so busy believing in somebody else that you forgot about your own discernment and your own guidance that should have been triggering you as to nah, but that's the beauty of life, as I'm saying. That's part that inspired me to be like, oh, I want to roll with this and actually see how spirit plays this one out, honestly. And I'm using my birth chart again, of course. I got some new updates on here of zodiac placements within the house. And my senses was saying it's a little scrambled, but I do believe spirit operates in my best interest, was working for me. So I'm going to rock with it. It's just, I know I'm dealing with scattered energy at the moment. And it makes sense with things being in the dark. Let's finish explaining that to you guys. So I looked up 3 days in the dark. I heard something about that before, and it really was an aspect of it stayed dark. Like some places, like they'll never get sunlight, but this aspect seemed like it was a place where it's normally the sun rise up, and then you expect for the sun to go down, the moon to come out. This aspect, it just stayed dark. And that's an intriguing energy for me. That's the way I felt, which made me, as I was saying, look up 3 days in the dark. And one came off in the prophet aspect, and he was speaking of people just talking pretty much. Not people just talking. Because I hate to say they was people like that aspect though. And I honestly want to say, because I do believe it, even though I probably said it somewhere along me saying what I'm saying, it's somebody's truth. That's always the intriguing part to me. Like when they say there's no such thing as bad gossip, it's because it's somebody's truth. That's the intriguing part. It's always a puzzle piece. Even when they're just talking, they don't want to. They don't realize they just wind up talking the actual truth. It might not be their truth, but it's somebody else's truth. You best to believe it. That's the intriguing part, and that's how faith operates in that form of a way. That's why when it comes to trickery, it's just like it get real intriguing because, to an extent, there is no such thing as it, but there is a such thing as lies. There is a such thing as a being deceived for sure. But where I want to start off with, I want to start in my book. What time is it? I'm gonna start with the book. I'll go to the houses really quick. It's 11:14 p.m. So I'm gonna rock with the 11th house really quick. And for that, we got Libra dealing with a balance in its portal. Oh, I'm recording in portal hour. Yay. And first house, did I say who that was? Yeah, Libra. We're dealing with Libra energy, balance energy. And then for first house, Scorpio, of course. I should have knew that one. Haha, water. Water and air. And fourth house, Pisces, two waters. How lovely. Which that inspired me too, because spicy. Pisces energy when I was writing it down. So I wrote this down before I started recording. Because I realized I had some updates going on. When I seen Pisces, I was like, that goes with the aspect of oneness. Like I already got Scorpio energy, which is water, which is in all of us. There's a percentage of water in everything, and it naturally reflects. And that's why I say a mirrored energy. A lot of similarity behavior, a lot of ability to be able to have telepathy energy because it's reflecting, and when it's alignment, you can do that. That's the beautiful part about this aspect. Um, so at the moment, dealing with self and personal identity, home and family, and a balance. And I had to highlight this because I actually wanted to start it off, but I started off in a different way. But for me, it says yours heart, for my heart, is at a 10th house, which is career and public status. And then for the fifth house, will be creativity and pleasure. And then for the fourth house, I think I just said that. Was that Pisces? Yeah, Pisces, home and family. I'm dealing with career and public status, creativity and pleasure, and home and family situations, which goes right back to that portal energy, which is Libra. It's a balance. It is you guys are probably in this dark situation when it comes to maybe your home and family. Can't remember the other one. Jesus, I gotta go back to one. Oh, self identity. Um, like not knowing who you are, having even how I say you can't use your own discernment. Uh, well, this is once again that two God energy. That you can praise two gods. You got your own guidance, which is guiding you, but you trusted somebody else's. And maybe theirs is not looked at as a god. Maybe you looking at theirs as a demon, but you're following their guidance, and then get upset when you do. Didn't have you didn't use you didn't trust yourself. Your personal identity was on question mark because you were following somebody else's, and didn't get upset when you follow it and it wasn't working out for you. You know, you have to learn that balance within yourself. This is literally self. That's why I'm using my own birth chart. That will balance out for a lot of people. That's the intriguing part. It's a mirroring aspect. But if it's not mirroring, it's not for you. Then you it would explain that aspect, honestly. Different journeys for different folks. It's an aspect that I actually just learned within myself and it makes sense for me. Even finding people that I translate for, I pull energy from, and then I run into them. Like that is an important energy. I'm learning that's a chosen one energy. Like I used to hear that a lot. I'm like, what is a chosen one? Like even somebody I just recently was talking to, he was saying, I'm a chosen one. I'm like, chosen in what, sir? Chosen in what? What aspect? What are you chosen in? It's a path that you naturally follow. You're chosen for this path. And just for the simple fact of I didn't know what he was chosen for, maybe we were going different paths. But then again, like we didn't do too much talking as we should have within that, but literally, the whole fact that I had to question it, maybe it's not for me. We're going in two different ways. Journeys are different. Maybe meant to bump into each other just to realize that, but going different ways, you know? Because I happen to be a chosen one too. That's the intriguing part. It's just, I'm learning that aspect. You're chosen for this journey. That's it. You have to just stay true on it. And you will find folks just like you. It's a mirroring aspect. Going through the same things, but just a different tweak of a little angle. As to we all have our own blueprint. We all come with our own individual numbers for a reason, which helps identify when you're being somebody else. You have your own set way, but it's a little tweak just because there is mirroring energy. But at the end of the day, you can always be identified when you're being someone else because we all have our own blueprint. We have our own individual identity. It comes in number form for a reason. I feel like I keep not finished explaining that, and it's driving me a little crazy. I think I did, though. But I talked about the first one, the false prophet aspect, or assumption of a false one. But for me, it's just lack of discernment, which goes back to first house, which for me is in Scorpio, it's in water, which is a reflective energy. You having a hard time with your personal identity. You know, you might be stuck on a two God concept, which Did I bring that book out? Where are you at? I think over there ducked off. But it's the science of self-recognition. You have to learn your own guidance and trust yourself. It's nice to be able to go back and reference to your friends and what they're doing and your parents and things like that. Even a holy book. Like I just was reaching for a book. At the end of the day, think before we were able to write it down, but still can navigate and function. Knowing people are on the way before they show up. You have to be able to trust your own instincts, your own guidance. You have to. It's nice to have backup, but you have to be able to trust that aspect. It's important. And for me, that's what I would say within that energy. I wouldn't call it false. It's just you following the wrong guidance, your attention in the wrong way. You don't have discernment. Or you just have to work on it. And another one was saying, you will just be in the dark for a while. A lot of confusion. A lot of confusion. And that goes back to discernment. I don't know what the hell to believe. That's a lot of chaos just within that. And I wouldn't use the lack of discernment within this, but honestly, recently, if you've been keeping up with me, watching my videos, I just been in the energy of, oh my God, I don't know what, I'm at a crossway. I can go that way, that way, that way. What you want me to do? And Spirit is telling me, trust me, just go. Go. Be like water. Which made me question as to, do I want to be like water? I actually said that. I don't know if I recorded it and said it, but something I thought about later on, because that's a saying that Spirit tells me, and I even heard in a reference. It's a Bruce Lee quote. Be like water. Go with the art of flow. Just flow. It's very literally just trust me. Go to class. Not wanting to give answers, just wanted me to learn the experience. Enjoy the spirit. Say enjoy spirit. Enjoy the experience. And then wanted me to come back and tell about it. It's just, that's the trigger energy when you're not getting the answers or you feel you don't know the answers. It puts you and if you're not strong in discernment, oh Jesus, sheesh, it's gonna get real intriguing. And I feel like that energy of 3 days in the dark. Just, I don't know. And you might not be getting those type of answers from Spirit. Spirit busy fixing alignment. You just supposed to trust the plan, go with the flow. No resistance. You don't understand it right now, you will later. You can't, everything ain't meant to understand right now. You ain't experienced it yet. It's an energy. Who's seen that? I think it's a Lil Nas X song, honestly. I think it's called, is that Panini? I don't know. Something about, if I give you everything, I can just take it right on back. I don't know if that's a good example, but it's like literally, you won't learn if I just tell you. You have to experience it. It's one of those type of energies. Or you would navigate the wrong way, at least for me. You would go the wrong way out of paranoid behavior. Which I actually seen a blind person yesterday again, and it was so perfect. It was so perfect. It was the same lady I actually talk about a lot. She was the first one I seen that I talked to, actually. I seen her yesterday at Nationwide. It was so lovely, and I knew exactly what bus she was getting on. She got on number 2 bus, that's the same bus that she got on last time. And I wound up following her because I felt I was naturally connected to her. I did not mean to do that. I meant to get on C-Max like what I did this time. But I wound up getting on the same bus as her. Because 2 number 2s came back to back. It just with talking to her, Spirit, we just naturally became one. And I wound up hopping on the damn bus, the number 2, and headed the same way as her. Like, oh my God, I had to get off the bus. Like, I'm on the wrong damn bus, yo. I'm supposed to be on C-Max. But I seen her yesterday. She had a different cane. She didn't have the little white little thingy on. It was a longer one. I just observed her, just want to see. But something that I did learn was I see how it can be, because Spirit is amazing to me. I still be amazed with those ones, but I actually got to see how she came to the bus. Like, she don't walk like on the side where most people will walk at. I wouldn't call it the a sidewalk. I don't know what it is. It's a bigger space of area where the majority of people walk at. She walked on the side where the traffic is at. She tapped that stick, which for me, sound got to be so important to them, honestly, which I guess, duh, but seriously, like that's a scary aspect. It seems like it's so intensified. Like, it makes me think of in the water, like fish have like the ripples of waves. They have to operate off that energy, which makes sense when it comes to like frequencies or even when I deal with Capricorn energy, because that's naturally what it is. All those waves are just natural, different frequencies of energy. But anyway, she was tapping that stick, and I'm just like, you are so close to the road. What if somebody bump into you and you fall in the damn traffic? Because you're so close to the road. Well, she actually did want to bump into somebody, but it was later on where she was already at the bus stop. But this was just what I was thinking of. So I was watching her. And I was like, oh my God, this is some crazy stuff right here. Honestly. And then she stopped when she got like to like the bus shelter area. And she waited for the bus. She leaned up against like the glass part. And then when the buses came, because I was wondering like, how you about to know what bus to get on? Like this is something I always wondered. Like how you just down there, the buses don't say what they are, but they do. It's just you have to listen. You have to listen. On top of all this traffic and chaotic stuff going on, you gotta listen. You gotta listen, yo. And it tells you, number one, something like this. When the doors open, it announce things. So you have to listen. And that's how I know what bus to get on. I learned that yesterday. I was like, oh, hi, I get it. Lovely. But still, that's a crazy situation to be too much going on. But that their senses their hearing is amazing. It's amazing how sound is so important. And sometimes it get missed. You know how people just talk? Like even how I used the little pause, I'm not saying I used it. I say lack of discernment, you know. And it comes like in a two God form to me. That's the way I feel when it comes to the false prophet aspect. You might be watching somebody else prophet form for their journey. You focused on the wrong thing. It's not your journey. That's why you thought it was false. It's not for you. It's probably true for somebody else. That's their prophet, not yours. You know, we speak of good and evil, but we think everything's just supposed to be for us when it comes to a prophet aspect. When I say yes, I say I'm great, I'm good, I do good work. But we know these two sides. You don't think they're supposed to have their prophets too? You think they don't come equipped? They come equipped too, obviously, but I don't want to get over. Should I say that? See, this is the part where I use my own term to make sure I'm speaking truth aspects. What I actually believe in. I kind of forgot what I was about to say. How intriguing. I play too much, but seriously, really did forget. Something I feel like I did want to talk on. It just made me think like, this is the part where they be like, but we're going to keep going because I honestly just forgot. We're going to move over to the Divine Energy of the Oracle. Jeez, I feel like my brain just was like, pause. Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate. That's too funny. I feel like that's what my brain just did. Like, just flip the page on me or something. Like, refresh. Rejuvenate, not refresh, but I feel like it was like a refresh aspect. Rejuvenate. Recoup. Shine your light. I speak nothing but the truth. You're not about to play with me to die. Let me tell you something. You're not about to play with me to die. Shine your light and seek hidden treasures. That's funny. That's clarity for you right there. I feel like done. Wonderful tools. Like I spoke it and then I back it up with my tools. It's intriguing. It's intriguing. Shine your light, seek hidden truths. And that even goes right back on both sides, both freaking aspects. That's what I was talking about. It's hard for me to use a false prophet aspect, honestly. But I am not delusional. I know that people lie. I know that people lie. I have lied before. That I have. That's part of a lesson for me. I've never been a person I would never say I was a liar. But I have lied before. And I believe that was aspect that I have to learn to see how people resonate with it. Honestly, to be able to recognize how people deal with it, and that they normally don't know. That's the intriguing part. And once I learned that lesson, now I'm just an honest machine. Like I always been that way. That's the intriguing part. That's why I said never say I was a liar. But honesty, they get upset. It's like the tables are turned intriguing of lit. Like you be honest, they swear you lying. You lie, it's you swear that you just told them the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's the most intriguingest aspect. And it make me honestly, it's a saying that I heard before. As into, it was a guy metaphorically, the way I heard it anyway. They'd be like, I lied to you because you can't handle the truth. You're going to be upset if I tell you the truth. But it's like, it's intriguing. It's not, that almost sound like a contradictory because like, the way I just explained it is normally if they're radio or something, but change tracks. I feel like, okay, this in reverse. But, I feel like I just heard a radio in the car going by. Getting a little distracted, pardon me. Um, hmm. I feel like I got really distracted. Second time, intriguing. Totally forgot I was thinking about this had changed tracks, but it's in reverse. Maybe that's meant to catch my attention. I hear something. It's not like a GPS aspect or somebody on the phone. I heard a speaker. And then a loud car went by. So I don't know what that's about. But what the heck was I thinking about or talking about? I don't know. It's just something about that energy. That false aspect is something that is really, oh, that's what it was, lying, things like that. I could never say I was a liar, but as I was saying, that felt like a contradictory because if you're honest with them, they get upset. And if you lie to them, they normally believe it. That's the intriguing part to me of a lesson that I have learned for my own self within this journey. Um, but I do really believe that spirit had me lie just to learn to see how people deal with it. Or else I would never learn to recognize how people deal with things. Are they able to recognize that I'm lying to them? Some people really don't be knowing people be lying to them. And for me, I'd be one of those people. I feel like for me, sometime, if I didn't learn that lesson, I think I explained it already, but seriously, some people really don't know when people are lying to them. That's the intriguing part. But, so I do know that people do lie, that I do believe. My words is becoming really intriguing. Probably because my brain is just really almost in shock and just excited to explain this and just to project my perspective on it, honestly, on this journey of energy. Because I do believe, even that, I looked it up before I started. A screenshot, I might share it in my story aspect of the energy being in the dark. Like the yin and yang. Literally, I'm literally in the dark. Literally, even from my birth chart on the yin and yang aspect, in the dark. I'm in the dark energy. Which was like I'm always balanced out. It's just, if I'm using a different perspective of an energy, they'd be like, oh, you just crazy, you just making that up, or you just silly for that, which I actually did think I was funny, silly for that. But I just was actually accurate. You know? That's the intriguing part. Like, when you just stand true to you, you may not understand it at that moment, but you will later. And that's actually how it really played out. Express your joy. How lovely. Shine your light. Seek hidden treasure. Express your joy. And this hidden treasure been coming out so much It definitely go with light and the dark. It's things that you're unsure of, or things that people don't think connects together, which goes with light and the dark. They think these things ain't happening. There's no way that go together. It's a lot of that type of energy. And the beautiful part about that is normally you have to learn it either from yourself, learning yourself. Like for me, I didn't use scrambled energy. I use my own guidance because I feel like spirit guides everything. If I trust spirit, I should be good to go. Even if there is a scrambled situation going on, just like I got these cards, it still will play out the way it's meant to. And if somebody thought they were trying to trick or influence the energy in a negative way, it still will play out the way it needs to. It's just they don't understand that spirit will operate them too for the bigger picture. That's the intriguing part to me personally. A couple more. And then I'm gonna see what I think this might be clarity. See what zodiac is influencing this energy, who to highlight today. To close out the decks, I do still believe we are in Wednesday. Yes, we're still on Wednesday. It's 11:37. Porto. So of course still in Porto, but communication of oneness. Using, or you can use the aspiration, communication of oneness, doubled aspiration, and communication of oneness, which that oneness is, as I say, it's a mirroring aspect. It naturally will come through. It's for you. I feel like I recently had this topic with somebody, but I feel like it's not the same, but it's reminding me of it. And it's so intriguing. But it's literally staying true on your journey. And it's literally a chosen one aspect if it's resonating. That's if you're seeking hidden treasure. Sometimes people do things they don't know why they do it. That's a lesson I learned from myself too. I would go and just screenshot people pictures or things that they had, like just how I use these cards, and it's playing out a message for an overall purpose. Sometimes people take pictures of themselves and they have no clue why, but it'd be a whole like part for my sentence, if that makes sense. Whether it's the expression they had on, the color they had on, something of that nature. It always plays out. That's the intriguing part. But they be like, they might even post and say, I don't know why I took this picture. I just felt like sharing it. It's for a bigger purpose. It's somebody's clarity. And all you need to do was just show up. And you showing up was just posting that. You know, that's the intriguing part. That's something I've learned. How everything connects together. And a lot of times people don't know why they're doing what they do. I recently just did that. I took a picture of myself. I liked the picture, but I had no clue why I was holding on to it. Like, where I'm gonna post this at? It don't make sense within my building right now that I'm doing. Because I'll share something I'm building for sure. It's for a reason. But this was like, I don't know. I really just like to just share things for no reason. It don't make sense to me. But later on, it made sense. It was a puzzle piece meant to connect together. At least, maybe not to connect together, but to face each other. Like, this is what this is for. It made sense to me. Later on, it made sense. Next, speak of that divine strategy, it was one of those for sure. It was spirit all day. Spirit all day. That's the intriguing part of energy. I keep emphasizing on it. That's so important. I keep using the false aspect, which I hate using that word. I'm gonna say discernment. Either you got it or you don't. or you got to work on it. Which everybody got it. You just got to work on it, obviously. You have to recognize the concept of two gods. That's the intriguing part. Or what you thought was a god, maybe not be a god. Maybe it's a demon. Or something you look at as a demon, metaphorically, because it's misguiding you. But it's like you have to question yourself, why did you even follow that guidance from the jump? Why did you think it was a god? Why did you think the information was accurate? Why did it catch your attention? It makes you have to question a lot about yourself. But for me, when I'm referencing to two God aspects, it's something that I just got to wear to. Well, I heard of it before, but when me reading out this new book I got, which is once again the science of self-recognition, it was identifying as into the guidance that you have, which that's the God metaphorically, which that gets really intriguing because I use God energy as ancestors, people who's already been here before me. You know, that's who I pray to. And majority of people do the same thing, but some reason they think it's only one God. And that's where it gets really intriguing and people look at me like I'm tripping, but that's something you have to figure out within yourself. Definitely if you have an energy also that operates in a bad form metaphorically. And I'm going to say metaphorically. And people pray to that one too. So a good question as to who's the God when it's coming off as two gods, metaphorically. But literally, seriously. That's a serious aspect. But what I'm getting at is most people pray to their ancestors. That's the intriguing part. We are nothing but recycled energy. So when this flesh stops, we're looked at as an ancestor. And people seek us and we're meant to guide them. It's the same concept, but being able to separate your guidance from your actual self. Because some people get the guidance and they just think it's just them. That you have to realize when you're being spiritually guided and to give credit in that energy and not let people think that it's just you. Because that's where it becomes two guys. They start calling, like, you see me. You think everything I'm saying is just all me when I'm being spiritually guided. Then people start looking at me like I'm a goddamn god. But from there, I learned I am a servant for God, which is the eternal side. But within that, I said, actually, I'm not even a servant. I'm trying to do my job. I'm trying to stay, I think the word, consistent and trust within this journey, my guidance, so I can serve. But you have to have discernment in there because other things do creep in. Or we just learning, but at the end of the day, you have to trust yourself. It goes right back to first house, which is values for sure and personal identity. And it's water based. What do you listen to? Who do you follow? Who do you trust? What do you project? Are you a gossiper? You speak bad? Do you like hearing gossip? I hate to use that expression as gossip is all gossip. There's no such thing as bad gossip. I said that, but literally, when it is not in a growth form, it's more hurting energy, like belittling and things like that. Where do you focus at? That goes with values. What's your principles? What's your character? All that is really important. And for me, it's in Scorpio's energy. It's a water base, which is very reflective and paralyzing. It's a solid energy. Jesus, how lovely. I actually recently found a song that I've been talking about a lot, and I actually had the words a little intriguingly flipped, but it's actually, oh Jesus, I put myself on the spot again. The rock is strong. No, Jesus. The rock won't move, and his word is strong. His love can't be undone. The rock of my salvation. It was salvation, not foundation. It was salvation. The rock of my salvation. It won't move. His word is solid, and the love can't be undone. It's that Scorpio energy. It's a paralyzed. It is what it is. 10 toes down. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. Jesus. The Rock Won't Move, and maybe that's what it was. Because as I was looking up, they had something called Firm Foundation, which that was great. It was the same concept of that song. And then, was it the same God one? I don't remember that one, but I know I thought it was probably the Firm Foundation, which that's a good song too within this energy. Because literally, it's firm and was calling on the rock that I was talking about. Like a lot of people who experience these aspects. I want that guidance. I'm calling on that one, the one who healed this situation, shine light on this situation. Come on forth. I need you. It was that same beautiful energy because it's solid. It can be undone. But I'm also happy that I actually recently found it and I feel intrigued because I can't really remember the name of it because I was so happy. But I really say The Rock Won't Move. That might be the name of it or the title of it. But if not, then something else that will inspire you, that you would enjoy, that you will understand what I'm talking about is Firm Foundation, which I kept saying foundation, which it really was salvation. The rock won't move, and his word is strong. His love can be undone. The rock of my salvation. I feel like I bounce my body to sing it, or I seem a little too stiff. It's a really great song. Then it's like, oh, like it's on a roller coaster, like, oh, it can't be undone. Ain't no brakes. Ain't no brakes. Whoa. See, it can't be undone. You hopped on, you ain't never getting off. Embrace your power. Grieve your losses. And guess who come out again? Who at the bottom? Face your shadow. Yep. I knew that energy was handy. You gotta learn yourself. It's important. It's your guidance. You might fool around and realize you're a demon, honestly. You're a dark worker or something like that. I'm just saying, where your focus be at. It's just a self-recognition of you, honestly. And that might be just something you have to learn about yourself. I feel like I'm a mixture of both, honestly. It's my job to be, but I wouldn't identify as being a demon, though. Some people call me a demon just because of the work I'm doing and the myths and things that they have heard. And it's probably just because people do wicked stuff and then they be all appalled that they get spotlighted it out. You know, it's intriguing. It's actually kind of funny. It might me think of something my other tarot reader said. It's a tarot deck that she got. And I can't remember what card it was at the moment because it makes me think of it. It's so funny. But it seemed like believers. Like she was in the church aspect and they were making fun of her pretty much. And she was like, pretty much, you don't want these problems. They thought she was a fucking joke. And then they thought she wanted to put a curse on her. Maybe she did. Probably she did. Honestly. Her son wound up dying. And they knew it was her. It was intriguing. I hope that was a good storyline to use. It just would remind me when people had you fucked up, but you have a powerful aspect. Like certain people you just don't play with, because of what they're capable of doing, you know. And I don't mean just bow down to them, but why would you be disrespectful to somebody who have that ability of a gift? You know, like they just won't make shit happen, you know. But like they just won't make shit happen. It's just that remind me of. I kind of wish I could remember the whole storyline right now. It's pretty much summed it up, but it's all fun and games until it ain't fun no more, metaphorically. But live your soul, not your role. We're not going with shine your light. Seek hidden treasure, grieve your losses, express your joy, and embrace your power. This is all great energy. Honestly, I'm definitely feeling this energy for sure. And at the bottom of the deck was face your shadow. I feel like that the energy is important too. A shadow aspect. I'm thinking how to explain that. I'm gonna go over to the zodiacs though, as I'm thinking about it really quick. I feel like that could be a mixture energy, honestly. But I have to keep going back. There's no escaping as to personal identity. It's important to recognize your own personal identity. The shadow at the moment is making me feel like it's a transfer of energy. Um, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's like you have to be able to recognize your energy and somebody else's energy. Jesus, when it's a shadow, it could be you carrying somebody else's energy. I'm trying to think how to explain that. And normally I'm great with explaining it. This feels like a little different, but something that's important, honestly. It's as simple as that. It's personal identity. You have to recognize yours. And pretty much, if you are curious about energy, you have mixed yourself, how to cope with that energy, how to deal with it. Because some people say you can get rid of things like that. I don't believe you can. You just learn to cope with it. It's in you. And that's why things repeat in certain forms. A lot of traumas. Like even if you didn't do certain things, you carry it on. You have kids, they carry it all on. You can't get rid of it. You just learn to cope with it. Because I actually told somebody that kind of recently. I don't remember what it was, but I actually said that recently. But you don't get rid of things like that. You just learn to cope with it, to deal with it. And that's one of those energies. But you have to start off with learning you. If you can't even figure out to separate the two energies, then we're going to start off with a mirror, full length mirror, or use your phone and record. And then do pretty much what I'm doing, talk, and then go back and listen. Or if you listen in the mirror, you're not recording, just observe yourself a lot and think. But I would say it's better to record, honestly, because you can go back and listen. You can talk and you just miss a lot, or you can be like, it's just nice that you say something that you can go back and hear it, honestly. You can learn a lot really quickly. And if you know that person, you'll know if you're displaying them or something like that. Writing it down work too, if you're a writer. But it's something about hearing. Just like how I said I got inspired by oh, look who it is. Cantor too. Landed right on Seek Hidden Treasures. It's the moon energy all day. Light in the dark. But blind energy. Sound is so important. It's something that I feel like I should have known and I didn't know, but just observing and already being in a paranoid. I don't know if I should use the word paranoid, but I'm gonna say it because I started off saying it. Paranoid energy of, oh my God, what if somebody bump you and you fall into the traffic? Why are you walking so close to the traffic? Maybe I should have asked that question because I really am curious. There's something with that sound. Sound is so important, but it's like, how intensified is it? Or is it not super intensified like I think it is? Or is it like seeing color but in sound? And on top of that, I'm right around the corner from a school for the deaf. So I'm dealing with a lot of different energies. I already be inspired by the blind ones, but then dealing with ones that's deaf on top of that is intriguing. I'm sure it'll be great. I don't think I've met somebody deaf. Have I met somebody deaf? I think I have, actually. I gave him my number, honestly. It was intriguing. I gave him my number that's why I gave him my number. Haha. That's funny, Jesus. Timing is beautiful. Because I actually did. Like, I have. One day I went to Easton to apply for a job. I want to do retail. I want to be able to just get all dressed up for work, look all cute, and have a great day. Pretty much. And I feel like I could have a great day in retail just because I can get dressed up and people will come to me to look all gorgeous and stuff. Um, I don't know. I just want to try something different. I always want to work at the mall. But anywho, on my way there, this guy stopped me and he kept saying something. I'm like, what? And then I realized he was like, he got his moving his goddamn hands and stuff. And I have a personality sometime where I would say I had to slow down because when I'm on a go, like I got an agenda, I came out for a reason. Skirt, got to go. Talk to you later, which later probably ain't gonna never come because that wasn't on my agenda from the jump. I came out here to serve a purpose and get back in, you know. But sometimes I have to slow it down and observe situations on the go of that, which I'm happy I did for just this situation now. But I want to give him my number because, oh my God, you can't hear me, but you can text. I love texting. I can have a lot of great communication with you just through texting. And it would be great for him too because he can read it. You don't have to hear it. I'm an expressive machine when it comes to texting. You best to believe it. I've learned ways to just be thriving texting, honestly. Even hashtagging, highlight words, and then being able to read the rest of the words that's in there, how it plays out is so beautiful. Honestly, to me personally. I don't think we ever texted though before. He waited like a long ass time and it's like my mind was somewhere else. Like, maybe I should have still did it, but I actually did give my number out to a deaf person just so we can text. Because I'm a great texter. And that's Spirit all day. Spirit already know I would thrive in it. So with this person. You know, and it's an inspiring aspect for both of us, honestly, because we'll want to communicate with me. And for him, we'll be happy that somebody like me would want to communicate with him, if that makes sense, you know. That could be a stereotype, but sometimes people be hopeless within those energies. Like, I ain't gonna never get nobody. You can't hear me. And I can hear you. Trust me. Write me. Write me. Write me. I hear you loud as day. For sure. Write me. But, and that's that Cancer energy. Seek hidden treasure. That's hidden treasure all day. There's always a way. When there's a will, there's a way. And for me, that's a great way for me. Which actually really made me excited when I thought about, like, oh my God, that makes sense. I can text you. Because at first I was like, oh my God. I'm new within this energy of dealing with people like that, honestly. I'm not against it. I actually love that type of energy. But as I said, I be on the go. If you ever see me and I be on the go and you try to stop me, I give you a see you later, a wave, a hi, and I keep it pushing. Some people might think that's rude. That's me. That's me staying focused, not getting distracted. And obviously, I know when to stop and observe because that was the one I stopped and observed that I did. But like something else I was saying, I kind of forgot. But our highlight zodiac is Cancer, the ruling planet, the moon. We got Gemini, 2 perspectives, spotlight, passion, arrogant energy on top of that. Solid though. It's arrogant and popping for a reason. It's coming through the air. 2 perspectives once again. Or this could be balanced out. First responder, balance, passion, stubborn. Different frequencies. That's the energy. I didn't really read the zodiac, but I just told you the energy for the frequencies. The last thing, that's the frequencies. That's lovely, though. Let's go to Oracle of the Universe. Then I'm gonna end it off with a worry less prayer. Who's on the bottom? The Hunt. The Hunt. That's that Jupiter's energy for sure. Well, it's Sagittarius, but it's the I'm using planets metaphorically for this. Like I'm balancing out. Like some is zodiacs and some is elements that I'm using, but for that Jupiter energy, it's Sagittarius for sure. But it's a hunt. It's coming to you. Some arrogant energy is coming to you. Some bold energy is coming towards you for sure. But it's solid. That's the beautiful part about Jupiter. It's solid. 10 toes down. This rock won't move. It's legit. You're not going to be able to scramble it or nothing. It's legit. It's coming right towards you. It's like a hunt energy. Because it's the moon is coming. You have to think about this. The sun did come out. But I said this feels like sun energy. And my favorite way to explain it is we the fish in the pond and the sun shines. It's gonna hunt you. That's the intriguing part of staying true and how alignment goes. Because you have to be in a certain place. It's about timing to get spotted out. Because the sun rises up, you have to be in a certain area to be spotted out. That's the intriguing part. That's the really intriguing part. It's like it's still naturally what happened. That's the really intriguing part. You just would naturally stay true. That's something I speak about when it comes to faith. Honestly, you can have faith. People only think of the good parts. Like I have faith that God gonna do this or such gonna do that. There's a bad part too. I have faith that you're gonna betray me. It's a guarantee you're gonna betray me. It's a guarantee you're gonna lie. It's a guarantee you're gonna steal. It's the faith part in it. That's the intriguing part. Faith is it's an all around aspect, but it's a guarantee. I have faith that this is gonna happen. It's timing. That's all it is. Faith is timing. And intriguingly, it's complements of a blueprint of return cycle energy. That's why it's guaranteed. That's why it's guaranteed. It's destined to happen. Wheel of Fortune style, energy style. And a lot of that, I feel like it can be changed eventually when alignment actually becomes alignment. It's still much resistance. There's still a lot of wrong. There's still a lot of misplacement. Which that goes with that hidden energy. Being in the dark energy. So at the moment, and how it's been for a long time, even how I'm able to do what I'm doing, it's return. Like, think of this. Somebody made this deck whenever they met it ago. And how is it displaying now? Or later on, whenever it displays again. It's just keep repeating energy. You know, that's why I'd be amazed sometimes people be afraid by this. It's just, you like watching the news, don't you? Are you afraid to watch the news? Well, some people do. Eventually, they get paranoid, honestly. Or they just be like for me, I actually thought of watching the news recently, but I did stop for a while just because, I don't know. I just don't really watch TV. If I got the TV on, it's for a certain reason. Other than that, I'm not one who watches TV, honestly. Me watching the news, I watch it sometimes. It's just, I don't watch things for no reason. That's what I'm getting at. But I have heard people, they get paranoid or they say, there's nothing but badness going on or they tricking us or something. You know, they just telling us some fooleries. If that's what your discernment's saying, then... But losing is something that's going on that you just don't want to hear or see. That's the way I think about it, honestly. It's something you think you can just escape. Now, whether they lying to you or not, I don't know. Maybe it ain't for you. The news be lying too much. I don't know what to say on that other than maybe it ain't for you. But pay attention to your reality. Is it reflecting your reality? Are they just pointing out all the bad that's going on in your reality? Or it just ain't for you. But I do know when I used to watch the news, there was a lot of bad. Like, is there anything really good going on? They do highlight on all the bad. Like, ain't nothing good going on in the world. Like, they point out like 10 bad things, and it'd be only one good deed they highlight. It'd be something real simple, but that's not bad. Simple is better than none. But literally, the news literally sometimes be like an hour or half hour, something like that. And within that whole thing, all you hear is bad. Somebody house catching on fire, somebody getting robbed, something that like, oh my god, did anything good happen today? Anything? Anything? Like at least like 5 things, maybe. Give me at least 5. 24 hours in a day, and only one great thing happened, only one good deed. Intriguing. I can see why there's no hope and people don't really want to watch the new shit. I'm already living this. I don't need to watch this. I live it. I don't need a reminder of this. The news, it should be a little hopeful. It ain't supposed to trick you and just make you think everything is just rainbows and goddamn unicorns when it's painful out here. But in some aspect, it need to be a little bit more hopeful. I know there's something good to happen. Something good. Even if the whole day was just great, the whole news was just, oh my God, everybody thrived today. I don't know. It's just, I get it because that's what I normally would see when I used to watch news. Oh my Jesus. But, this is drama.com. Because they would highlight on house fires, people getting robbed, um, things, drugs, little prostitute areas, um, things like that. And they're like, well, a cookie shop opened around the corner. What? That's the only good thing that happened today? It's a cookie shop, somebody's business is thriving. That's great. That's a blessing. That's great. That's why I say it seems simple, but it is a blessing. But it's like, nothing else good happened today? Just a lot of fucked up stuff? Intriguing. But that's just all they felt that was needed to get highlighted on. I don't know, but I'm not gonna say too much on the topic. It's just it made me even think about that. I don't remember, it made me think about that at the moment, honestly. But I get it why people don't like to watch the news. It is sometimes discouraging. Definitely when you really do live it. You see it. You seeking some type of a hope. It is nice to have clarity because some people they be geeks sometimes when I don't know if I should even use that as an example. But certain situations happen and it don't go miss like the news talk about their pain, like it make them feel like they're hurt. So it's nice to highlight things like that sometime, honestly. But so I don't want to get too much into that topic because it's like it's nice for clarity, but positive highlights need to be highlighted too a lot more often. That'd be great. It'd be more hopeful because there is a lot of hope out there. Even when I was talking to somebody the other day, this is a simple topic, but it was important to me, honestly, because I love tattoos. And he was saying that he got his tattoos done in jail. And I have seen people who gotten tattoos in jail and their work was so beautiful. Like I have gone to a shop to get mines. But mines, some of them look like I could have got them done out in the street. I'm not even gonna hold you. Definitely when you compare this to somebody work that got done in jail and they just be so graphic and so gorgeous. Like, oh my God, I wish I would have ran into you. It'd be a lot of greatness ducked off in horrible situations for the most part, but then it's just like, wow, the artist in jail. It's a hard career, honestly, and a challenging one on top of that. Like, I'm not saying, whatever they did to get in there, to be justified or whatever. I'm just saying, intriguingly. That was just an example of something I talked about. It was a highlighting of the energy as to a lot of greatness that you wouldn't think would be greatness. Like you're in jail, like, but their actual purpose and what they are capable of doing is beyond. That's the part that I'm getting at. But oh, this is gorgeous. And this is Portal. This is Portal. Ha! The start of the translation. How funny. And this air energy too. This makes me feel like the energy. Just breathe. I feel like exhilaration too, honestly. And if it don't at the moment, it will later. And look at this image. It's just the image. That expression is really, really important. There's a lot weighing on the mind. It's a lot of enlightenment. Or you feel like it's a lot weighing on your mind. You're receiving a lot. And this look like numbers coming down. That's a lot of awareness. There's something that can be overwhelming, so that's literally just breathe. And if you're not in that energy, you on definitely exhilaration. But you go with shine your light. Express your joy. Embrace your power. For others, you might be in the energy of grieve your losses and live your soul, not your road. Because you're having a tug of war with yourself. You're probably listening to the wrong guidance. You're going to grieve that loss, you gotta let them go. So that's the whole mindset. A lot of people really do trust others more than themselves. That's the intriguing part. That's why I said get a mirror. Like, or record yourself. Whether you're using the voice chat aspect or a visual where you can see yourself. Me, I'll say a visual because you can see expressions of yourself. It'd be important, like the way you move, how you sitting up, when you're saying certain things, how you expressing, all that be really important to me. Even when I observe myself, honestly. Strength. That's your strength. Ah. Something getting defeated. This feels like a David and Goliath energy. Something you think you're afraid of is really your strength. And you're going to conquer it. It's funny because within this image, it's a snake. But the snake would be the giant. That's the intriguing part. And you're going to conquer it. Right now you think it's a fear. That's intriguing. And guidance is in reverse. Why is guidance in reverse? Self-trust. Why is guidance in reverse? Self-trust. That's perfect how that came out, Jesus. That's so perfect. Strength. But just for me, I feel like a David and Goliath situation. And intriguingly, the snake seems like it's the giant and you're afraid of it. But you're going to conquer it. Your fear is your strength. That's the intriguing part. Think about it. I feel like I want to explain that a different way, but then it's guidance. And why is guidance in reverse? Self-trust. You have to trust yourself. That might even be like my expression. Like my tattoo expression is that same thing. I have one snake right here, which is guiding me. This is my guidance, and it's going right to the ear. I can hear it. And then I express it. It's intriguing. I actually got a snake on my orange. I got a few snakes, huh? Which my first one is facing the fear aspect. Like once I actually had a snake as a pet too. I got it as a gift, which I was so happy. I thought I would have been afraid of it, honestly. But when I actually seen it and they let me hold it, I was so happy. It just felt right. It felt right. It's intriguing when something feels right. Like in your mind before you even seen it, the whole idea of holding a snake, I probably look at it, but you to actually touch it, nah. But when I put it in my hands, it just felt so right. And he wound up letting me have it, but eventually I let my snake crawl all over me. Like normally you would not think I'm not letting no snake crawl on me. It was lovely. It was the best thing ever. And it was facing the fear. They can sense when you're afraid, like anybody else. People know when you're afraid or when you're paranoid or when you're sad or things like that. They can sense it. It's the same thing with it. And people have reactions. Like if you get bit by one or something like that, they sense you're afraid. Some people bully people because of those aspects. It's the same aspect when it comes to a snake form. But for me, I normally use a bee form, honestly, which I got the bees too. But bees, if you don't pay big attention, it'll bite you. All because you weren't paying attention. Other than that, they won't bite you. It will come, like bees normally come to me. Like, bee is my darlings, part of my energy. But if you're not paying attention, it'll bite you. All because you weren't paying attention. It's like your audacity. It's like a kid, honestly. But it'll bite you. I'm not saying the kid will bite you. It's just certain behaviors you get sometimes from kids or people in general, but I'm mainly using a kid when you don't pay them attention. They do some intensified behavior just to get your attention. It's like most people say, you didn't have to do all that to get my attention. Yes, huh? Yes, huh? Like, I wouldn't have did it if I was already getting your attention. If that makes sense. And the same thing with the bee. It bites you because you weren't paying attention. And it's like literally the audacity of you not to pay attention. It comes like a kid. But this snake feel like the same type of energy, honestly. It could be literally yourself. You're afraid of yourself. Like you like a snake is bad. Some people say snakes in the grass. They always think of snakes is bad. Now I realize they're the snake too. That's the intriguing part. It's your strength. You're afraid of your own damn self. That's the intriguing part of energy. Like something that you're afraid of is really your strength because it's you. Hmm. That's the intriguing part. Um, the necklace is important. Something important about a necklace for sure. It's going with self trust, like symbols and things. What type of necklaces do you be wearing? It's really important. Or ones that catches your attention. It's really important. It's going with self trust, and it's going with guidance, and it's a strength energy too. We're gonna go over the word. Let's pray really quick. I think I explained that quite well, but God, rainbows in the clouds. This passage, Jesus. Whenever I form clouds over the earth, a rainbow will appear in the clouds. Then I will remember my promise to you and every living animal. Genesis 9:14. That's important. That won't keep coming out. Make up your mind. I have cheerfully made up my mind to be proud of my weaknesses. I have cheerfully made up my mind to be proud of my weaknesses because they mean a deeper experience of the power of Christ. I can even enjoy weakness, suffering. This is gorgeous. Grieve your. Who is this? Is this grieve your losses? This feel like grieve your losses. Mistakes, things you didn't understand, how you dealt with certain things. And difficulties for Christ's sake, for my very weaknesses makes me strong in him. 2 Corinthians 12:10, Philippines. I've made up my mind, Lord. I am going to be content no matter what. In you I have the strength to endure all. Speaking of that snake, that's funny. That's funny. I've made up my mind, Lord. I'm going to be content no matter what. In you, I have strength to endure all. It's the guidance. It's you. That's the intriguing thing. That's why it's important. I said it before. Who do you pray to? Not who they told you supposed to be praying to. Your individual self. Who do you pray to? It's really important. As I said, like even me, I had a snake as a pet. He is deceased. He still guides me. That's another thing. I have a lot of guidance in so many different forms. But my snake, I named him Watershine. And I actually had this tattoo before. I had the snake, but it looked just alike, same size and everything. It was a garden snake on top of that. It wasn't like a big crazy snake, which I don't know what that means, but python or something. Like I actually do want a bigger snake, honestly. I think that'd be so great. Um, it just makes sense within the high priestess energy to have those type of energies around me. It's important, but it's intriguing how you can get energy in events. Honestly, like I'm actually working on that energy now. Honestly, um, and it goes with the wheel of fortune, how you deal with certain things, and having guidance on the eternal side. Because now it will guide me on the eternal side. That's the amazing part. Because certain things you don't realize how people appreciate what you do for them while they're here. In their aspect, they will have to guide me on the eternal side. That's the beautiful part that I'm learning and actually experiencing at the moment, honestly. Having more awareness of what's happening. And it's part of my connections of people. But what was I getting at? Jesus, I forgot I was thinking about. Oh, my snake. This was my first experience of that. I loved my snake so much. Um, I let my snake live his best life with me, but he died because he wouldn't eat. But that's the intriguing part. You know, people say, I would die for you. He thought I was going to be afraid of the way he eats. That's the intriguing part. And I feel like that's a big ass lesson for me with even me saying it at the moment and the awareness that I have come to have, even with the open mind that I have of even knowing that a person that I could date could be of the same sex. That's something I thought about. I thought I was about to wrap this up, but I actually want to highlight on this because it's an energy that I deal with a lot. And I believe it's part of a purpose that I have, which makes sense. A lot of the people that I deal with, anybody I deal with, you gotta have a high purpose. Your purpose has to be really big. That's why you're a chosen one for this journey. Your purpose is really big. Um, but being of the same sex, like have an open mind where you could like a guy, but you also date a female at the same time. Or have dealt with a guy, but you be with a female. It's something within that energy that's important. But a lot of times people don't want to admit to that. They do it, but they don't admit to it. It's like they deny their purpose. It's intriguing. And I feel like the same aspect when I said my snake. As soon as I said that about my snake, it reminded me of that energy. Was afraid to eat because thought I'd be afraid. Like a snake, the way a snake eat, they just like, I didn't know your mouth can expand because I actually had to look it up, to see what snakes eat, Like when they got some little mice and rats and things like that. And so I went to like the pet store to get some food for them. I had to look it up to see. And then they actually just opened up their whole little open up their mouth face, and just swallow it. And so you could just like see the whole food shape in their body, But my snake he was like, not today, ma'am. I am not about to traumatize your mind today, which I kind of appreciate that, but still, like, I know you gotta eat, yo. That's why I went and bought this. I want you to eat. And he died because he didn't want to eat. it was a respect for him, but he loved me that much that he would die for me. Literally, that's the intriguing part. But now he guides me, literally. And I had a cat. My cat name was Juice. My cat guides me. Um, but that's funny. I got my juice today. That's funny. Kitty out. This is something I've been drinking a lot of. It's a mango. This brand is really good. And it's actually funny because this is the color of my cat. It was orange. He liked to eat filet o fish from McDonald's. He liked to eat filet o fish from McDonald's. I got into that habit of feeding him that when I used to work there. I used to bring it home. He used to be so happy. And I used to feed my cat noodles, which people would probably be like, "You are crazy." Tried to kill him. No, you letting you living your best life. You want some noodles, you can have some noodles. It is what it is. It wasn't all the time, just sometimes. I fed my cat noodles, yo, ramen noodles. But and he liked it. But that's been the energy, you guys. Have a great day. Or it's been a great day.